see what we can do about it. Alright, so right here we're just going to go ahead and take off this cover. Obviously I'm not using the correct type of tools here, but you can just go ahead and remove it. Get some access to it. I'm going to go ahead and remove these 4 bolts right here. Just take the whole bracket off and everything, then I'll take it apart. See what we can find. Let's try this again, different way. Disconnected or anything yet. Should come right off. We got it loose. Airline still attached. This is the one that sends the signal for the leveling. I don't really want to turn it on. This is the Phillips screw that removes this part of the pump. Since the car's pretty low already, I'm just gonna go and unscrew it and just pop it off. It should drop. Yeah, we get a longer screwdriver. What do you say? Probably would have been better to leave it attached and unscrew that first before taking the bracket off. This is supposed to twist over. It's a bit tight because I've changed this little gasket. There we go. Just twist it to the side. I should have left it tightened actually, but let's pull the screws and get it off. I can hear the air. Watch your fingers. I'm gonna have to take it out completely. Looks nice. Maybe I should just take all this crap out and drop the car. Okay. Supposed to have a gasket in there, which is in there. Alright, got it down. Make sure to remove that plug. That's the only thing holding it once you take the bolt off. Alright, let's take this cover off. Let's see what we got. Okay, perfect. This is the pump. And this is where I think my problem is coming from, right here. So I'm gonna just take this pump off this bracket, which is these 3 screws. One here, one there, and there. And then I'm gonna take this all apart, see what I can find. Won't hurt to try. Alright, this is what I'm using. It's a T27. Take off these 3 screws on the side. Alright, finally got it free from the bracket. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and take off these 4 bolts right here and check out what's going on inside the release valve. Those 4 bolts are just held by 8mm. Little piston from the pump. Okay, this is where I think my issue lies, is right here. I'm gonna go ahead and check it out. See if I can get in there. See what's going on. Alright, so all the cables, test it, make sure it's actually working. Alligator clips would be best. Just got a D-wall battery. Not really fully charged, good enough to give me a signal. That's what opens and closes the valve inside. The issue is now that it's not fully closing. I just went ahead and just removed those 2 screws at the end just to open it up. Yeah, I think all that residue is what could do it. It's not properly letting it seal. That's why my air is escaping. This thing has to be all cleaned up. That's the inside of it. Once you use the battery to activate it, that's what opens and closes it. Since that's too rusty looking, it's leaking the air out. Better, a little better. clean it up a little more. I was able to sand it off a little bit. Get all that crap that was stuck to it, wasn't letting it properly seal. Let's just go ahead. Went ahead and cleaned this little tip also. The gasket, made sure it was good. I clean it up and put it back together. See what happens. Screws back in. Make sure to be careful with these. Easy to break, especially if they're rusted like this one. Gotta finish tightening then, and then put the bracket back on, and we're gonna put it back in. See what happens. I tested it, blew air into here, a little pressure, nothing escaping. That's how it should be. All right, perfect. Let's put this crap back together. See what happens. Pump is assembled. Let's test it out. See what happens. Put on the 4 bolts back on. The little bracket helps a lot. It just goes into the frame, so it just holds it for you. There you go. Alright, stick this back in there. Put the screw on it. Okay, forget to connect the little hose that goes back in here. And also plug. There you go. I'm not gonna put the cover in yet. I'm just gonna go ahead and test it and see what happens. Alright. So off the back right now we're about a 33 and a 1/8. Front is 35 and 1/8. Let's give it a start. Let it pump up and then we'll wait a good amount of time just to make sure everything's good. Open the garage before we die. Let's let it pump up. There goes the pump. You also want to make sure you check the joint once you put it back together. Make sure it's not leaking from here. You use some soapy water after it goes up. Slowly going up. Also, if it's also too low after it's fully filled, you can also adjust the height. Right here. Almost there. Alright, so mine stopped around 34 and a half. Let's see if the front is still the same. Maybe since the back lifted up is at 35, so I might have to adjust it. I'm not gonna do it right now. I'm just gonna go ahead and turn the car off. Yeah, we're like almost at 34 and 3/4. You definitely have to adjust the height. Let's leave it like that. 34 and 5/8. Let's leave it like that. Come back in about an hour. See how the height is doing. First things first, let's go ahead and make sure there's no leaks coming out of there. Seems good at the moment. All right, back at it. It's been a couple hours. Hasn't dropped usually. I would have dropped by now by this time. Seems like we're at the same 34 and 5/8. Perfect. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a drive, see how it goes. I'm gonna give it a start. Hopefully the pump doesn't turn on because there's no need for air. So let's get that a try and see what happens. Keep forgetting the air. Alright, car's on. Hopefully no pump starts. Yeah, work shoes, looking great, looking nice. No air bubbles. Something you want to see. Perfect. I'm gonna go for a ride. Pump didn't kick in, which I'm really happy about. My pump will keep turning on every freaking time I turn the car on. And that's the only thing that's gonna cause is just to wear the pump out. Not sure how long this pump is gonna last me, but I'm glad it has not dropped. On. Card on. Yeah, how about the garage? That'll be a great idea, right? Almost ran into it. Okay, quiet. Thank you. Let's see what we got. This garage is not really that big. Alright, let's see what we got. Let's go back in, give it one final measure and see how it goes. I love doing that. One day I'm gonna freaking hit this garage. Alright, let's see what we got. Alright, back at it. Let's see what we got. Oh, look at that. Maybe a 16th more. Good enough for me. All right. See you in the next one, guys.